Oh my God. Well, I looked at it and I just knew I was looking into the face of another intelligence.
CMA officials tell me once they learned about this recording, they immediately hired a law firm to conduct an independent investigation.
They really just want to sweep this under the rug.
At least 3 different species externally. Head and torso of a monkey. The hands seem to be that of an amphibian, almost maybe alligator, crocodile, or a lizard of some sort.
Over the years, the existence of mermaids is one such that is not openly accepted nor actually denied. Join us on a breathtaking journey to uncover the times people spotted mermaids in real life.
I saw the most mysterious thing. Is that a real mermaid?
We've all heard rumors of aliens and mermaids.
What is that?
Well, this one person got to witness a mermaid of the aliens. Strolling through a museum street, this girl went inside and found a peculiar sight. She saw this body that looked like an alien on the top and a mermaid on the bottom, with black hair below the neck lying on a canvas bed. Strangely, the body looked like it was recently found, not so decomposed. It had an eerie and dry appearance with wide open eyes, almost as if it was prepared for display. It makes you wonder how this eerie being would have reacted if it were still alive. Though scared at first, this girl decided to stick around a bit longer and film it. Mermaid apparition. A diver had sensed something that was moving behind him during his diving trip, which, after seeing it, wanted to capture it on his camera. So he stood still for a while and took his camera out. Within a few moments, a mermaid-like apparition appeared from the deep blue waters, making its way to the curious diver. I'm impressed at how he managed to stay still even in the presence of a mythical creature, because I would have fled from that place as fast as possible. Mexican caves. A professional diver was adventuring the underwater cenote caves of Mexico after a long time being always amazed by their beauty. Until this trip turned out differently. He found something else in the water and decided to have it recorded in his camera. As he swam deeper in the caves, a mermaid finally showed up from behind a huge rock wall and left the diver in shock. All the time he spent in the water, he was accompanied by the mermaid inhabiting the area. Once he got his footage, the diver decided to head back for his own safety. Diving with mermaids. A diver was exploring the waters of Australia and was mesmerized by the beautiful underwater world. As he was observing the reefs and the colorful fish around him, he saw a giant mermaid tail swim right in front of him. The creature even had human hands, making it clear that it was not some ordinary marine animal inhabiting those waters. Another similar sighting was recorded in the area by a diver when he was busy exploring the ocean floor, and then a mermaid swam over him. Its tail was extremely thin near its fin, and it moved in an inhumanly fast manner. Many viewers called it the most real footage. What do you think? Creepy mermaid. A group of friends were strolling through the Tizcapa Lagoon in Nicaragua, and they felt the presence of something mysterious around them. When they moved closer to inspect what it was, they found this creepy mermaid that looked to have been pissed off by an unknown reason. While at the same time trying to lure them to their demise. The creature's terrifying looks left them shivering in their place, as no one expected to find this on a casual day. Although many viewers called the video a perfect edit, the people who actually filmed the scene mentioned that this was an actual mermaid. Mermaid carcass. A remote beach in Florida had something far different to present other than the good old seashells or tiny crustaceans. Beachgoers were surprised to find this mermaid carcass that was washed up on the sand. It had red hair, a pale skin, and matched exactly the description we all have in our minds for mermaids. The creature's lifeless face and hollow eyes left everyone around speechless and confused. Although it looks like super promising evidence of the mythical creatures, many believe that this was either a prank or an art exhibit. What do you think? Do these exist in real life? Mermaid sighting. After heavy rains in an unknown location, the residents came out of their houses to check the area, and to their surprise, a mythical creature had made its way from the ocean to their canals. The mermaid can be seen struggling to swim in the shallow waters and was trying to get back to the ocean where it belonged. Every person on site was baffled to watch the mesmerizing sight of a mermaid, while others took it as a sign of an upcoming disaster. Fiji mermaid. This is no ordinary find, and you'll shortly see why it is so special. The explorers in Fiji, Japan found a mermaid mummy in the 18th century. With a grimacing face, strange teeth, oversized claws, fish-like lower half, and downy layer of gray hair, it has baffled all of its audiences. Apparently, the mummy seemed to be a crossbreed between a monkey, reptile, and a fish.
At least 3 different species externally. Head and torso of a monkey. The hands seem to be that of an amphibian, almost maybe alligator, crocodile, or a lizard of some sort.
Recently, the scientists decided to study the artifact in detail, and their scans revealed a shocking fact. The creature that had eluded the people for over a century was actually just an artifact designed to entertain the people in early times. Horrifying creature. We all grew up watching mermaid figures and movies in which these mythical creatures are shown as beautiful and majestic critters. But it's not necessary that the reality is also like that. Images of a mermaid washed up on an undisclosed location showed the flip side of the coin. The horrifying mermaid here does not match our imaginations, but it is one possibility of their existence. It was found by a group of beachgoers who had visited the area for a refreshing day and were left with a nightmarish memory. Later, some people suggested that this was the art piece of a very talented artist who creates imaginary creatures and sells them to collectors. But the reality was never revealed. Mermaid in Jamaica. A man had been enjoying his day at a resort near the ocean in Jamaica and came out to breathe in the fresh ocean air for a while. But as he was filming the waves and the pleasant scene, saw something odd in the water. A head popped out of the surface, and it looked like some person was swimming in there. But considering how strong the currents were, it should not have been this easy for any normal human to stand there. Do you think it could have been some otherworldly critter, or just a very good swimmer? Swimming under boat. Fishing in the ocean in a tiny kayak already sounds scary to me, but this guy experienced something that blew his mind. As he was sitting in his tiny vessel, the kayaker started hearing sounds all around him, thinking that he was surrounded by sirens or mermaids.
I'm hearing noises out here, mermaids, bro.
And then this odd figure started swimming right under his boat. With a long pale body and a fishtail on its end, he was convinced that these critters were mermaids and were making the sounds. When he uploaded the video on the internet, many viewers debunked his theory by calling it a giant fish, but he was persistent that it was a mermaid. Mermaid skeleton. Beachgoers came across this skeleton and were left puzzled at what they were looking at.
Can someone explain to me what this is? I mean, I know it's...
Some of them started saying that it belonged to a mermaid, and soon rumors of a possible mermaid sighting had spread throughout the area. Once experts got to hear about this, they examined this bond structure closely and were pretty convinced that it belonged to a baby whale. The men who found it were still not convinced by their conclusion and stayed persistent that it belonged to a mermaid.
It's like got a big face with a big long tail. It's from the beach. Is it a mermaid?
Baby alien. A calm walk through a Sri Lankan beach took an unexpected turn when the beachgoers found this odd-looking creature lying in the sand of shallow waters. The humanoid body but peculiar features showed that it was clearly something abnormal. Initially, the people on site thought it could be some sort of a mutant fish, but later the viewers started saying that it was some alien baby who accidentally got left on Earth.
Shit.
Terrified coast guards. A team of Coast Guards were on their routine patrol through the ocean, but they saw something that left them panicked to the core. The guards explained they saw a mermaid that looked to be chasing after them in an attempt to pull them in the depths of the water. Their team obviously did not believe them until they shared this footage showing a glimpse of the critter that scared them to their core. If we watch the video in slow motion, the glowing eyes with a humanoid face of the critter can be seen. Some viewers believe that it could be a seal, while others agreed with the Coast Guards that they actually had encountered a mermaid. Jumping through waves. A whole group of friends was enjoying their time at the beach and got excited to witness the high waves in the ocean. To their surprise, some dolphins also started jumping in the water, and when they got their cameras out to film the scene, everything changed as the dolphins started stretching their arms out. At this point, they knew it was not just ordinary animals in the water, there were mermaids too leaping out of the waves. Could this be proof of their existence, or just an edit? Interesting paddleboarding. A paddleboarder was relaxing on his paddleboard until he suddenly lost balance after being terrified of seeing a mermaid tail that flipped him over in the water. He immediately came back on the surface, and the tail emerged again right in front of him, leaving him in complete shock. Just look at those vivid colors and patterns. With the paddleboarder still in shock, he reacted by immediately rushing towards the beach in concern for his safety. But the mermaid was still interested in following the paddleboarder around, leaving him with a memorable experience.
Let's get out of here quick.
Deep Sea Mermaid. This footage was taken from under an oil rig at 526 meters depths in the ocean, showing a unique kind of being that was part fish, part human, or in other words, a mermaid? Considering how less we have explored our deep sea waters, we certainly can't completely deny the actual existence of mermaids, especially after several incidents such as these have come to light. Creepy encounter. Someone enjoying his swim through a river accidentally captured a real-life mermaid and was so shocked at the moment he could not move for a while. At first, it looked like any normal lake and a calm water surface. But when the camera went underwater, a giant mermaid tail moved just inches away from him. He could not even understand what had happened at that moment. And then the mermaid could be seen swimming in the distance, moving away from the swimmer, leaving him with just one question: how could mermaids exist in real life? Live mermaid. This footage of a live mermaid surfaced the internet in 2018, and many started calling it the perfect evidence of the mythical creature. The exact location of this sighting was not mentioned, adding to its mystery. It seems like this creature had come to the surface for some sunbathing and thought that no human would spot her in the remote area. But she was still filmed by a group of friends who were enjoying their holiday trip there. They even managed to get proper footage of its tail moving through the water. Many netizens thought that the video was a staged act to get their attention, but the people who actually witnessed this scene believe that mermaids really exist. Swamp mermaid. Who knew that mermaids can even inhabit the murky waters of swamps? A group of friends was hiking through the rough terrain in a swamp and came across this soothing water flowing among the trees. Just a few minutes later, a mermaid came swimming towards them and was surprisingly moving upstream. It can be super hard for any normal human to do that. Although many viewers believe that this is the mythical creature we were looking for that is not the case. It was just named Melissa, a super talented girl who makes beautiful mermaid tails and keeps the magic alive in our world. Magical ocean. In 2015, this footage of a mermaid swimming near the shore went viral, making every viewer mesmerized by the beautiful colors in the sky and the mermaid tail poking out from the water's surface. Almost like inviting the people at the beach to join her in exploring the oceans. The video looked so real that many even started believing in the existence of these mythical creatures. But that was not the case. This was yet another appearance of Melissa, the mermaid who has won the hearts of many mermaid lovers. mermaids on shore. A family that was on a vacation at an undisclosed beach in Mexico, where they heard something splashing in the waves, which was that of a mermaid that they discovered after getting close enough to investigate. In doing so, they bumped into this living mermaid that was chilling at the shore. Despite being seen, it did not even fear their presence and was sitting in the shallow water very casually. Close encounter.
I saw the most mysterious thing. Is that a real mermaid?
Imagine diving in the depths with your friends, and you get accompanied by a mermaid swimming in the area. This actually happened with a group as they were exploring the waters in Indonesia, and their diving trip became even more exciting when a mermaid swam close to them.
Tried to catch up to her to see why she was in distress.
It was so calm around the people that it seemed like she had met them before and even swam around them as if showing off its beautiful tail. Merman. News had spread from an unknown Asian country that the fishermen of that area had found a mysterious creature living in the river. They all gathered around and lured the creature out to capture it for their own safety. And once it was with them, they had taken it for further inspection and found out it was actually a merman. All of this was reported by the locals, and they even shared the footage as proof of their discovery, where not every viewer was convinced as much. The locals of the area, on the other hand, were persistent that they had met a merman. Real mermaid. A whole crew of friends that were in the mood for fishing decided to go out and capture a fresh batch of tasty fish in South Africa. During their adventure, one of them noticed something moving through the water and shared it with all others to see. Just as they all came forward, they saw a mermaid floating in the water. I know the video quality is not very good, but it is still visible as it lunges back. Many viewers explained that it was there to lure the fishermen to their demise, and they were lucky to make it back alive. Mesmerizing footage. A man had mounted a GoPro on a fish just for fun and wanted to explore what underwater life is like for these animals.
We are going to see what the big fish captured. Oh my God, bro, we did it.
But what he saw on his camera was unlike anything he had expected. The fish had been swimming with a pair of beautiful mermaids moving through the water in the most magical way. He was not sure whether it was real or not, but the footage that he recorded definitely was something far more interesting and convincing than he had expected it to be. Manatee or mermaid?
Manatee.
A vacation by the lake got a lot more exciting than anyone would have thought when they experienced this critter moving through the calm waters. The large tail and smooth movement of the animal made every person on site wonder if they had encountered a real mermaid. And in this excitement, they filmed the scene and uploaded the video on the internet.
Roaming.
Many viewers there suggested that the man had seen a manatee swimming in the area, and that it was nothing to worry about, while others suggested that there was still a chance for their existence. Mysterious creature. A local farmer had been losing his cattle for quite some time, so he decided to investigate the cause and installed cameras to find the culprit. Now, what the cameras had caught on video was unlike anything normal. The mysterious creature seemed to be missing its head and had scary hands, almost walking like a creature from hell. The true identity of the unknown critter was never revealed to the farmer or any viewer, making it a nightmarish mystery for many. Mythical creature. Heavy rains in a remote village raised the water levels in the rivers, and it had brought forward a lot of trouble for every resident. But the weather problem wasn't their primary concern. The river had these mysterious talons hung from one of the branches, and no one had the guts to check out what it was. Some villagers thought it was a siren's tail stuck to the branch. Others called it a possible griffin. As fear engulfed every viewer, no one dared to check the creature, and it remained a mystery. What do you think it was? Mermaid by the boat.
Over here, a mermaid! A mermaid! So look, a mermaid!
A woman had the most life-changing experience when they saw a mermaid swim right in front of her boat.
Look! Oh, mermaid! Woo!
She was surprised to watch her glide peacefully through the waters and was cheering for the beautiful creature. I know we all think it looks super real. It was just a woman dressed up as a mermaid who eluded the people who went swimming in the sea. Her motive is to make people take action for preserving the ocean life and to take care of our beautiful planet. River Mermaid. Another mermaid was found by people living near an unknown river in Jamaica. They had heard some noises from the water and thought someone might need their help, but once they got there, a human-like head was popping from the surface and looked like they were totally fine. But within a few minutes, it vanished in the water. This swift motion was very bizarre, as it could be super hard for any normal human to move like that in a fast current. Some viewers suggested that it was the perfect evidence of mermaids, while others were still questioning its reality. Mermaids in museum. This mesmerizing mermaid body was exhibited in a museum in India, and the exact location of its discovery was never disclosed to the public. The creature had the most bizarre and colorful tail that made it stand out from all the other mermaids discovered so far. Another such exhibition of the mermaid completely opposite of the one mentioned before. The mermaid shown in the museum had a fish face and humanoid body. Every person who saw this creature had the most eerie feeling about it and mentioned they had never seen anything as disgusting as that mermaid before. Mermaid evacuation. A large group of people had gathered around an unknown beach in Jamaica when they heard the rumors of a mermaid talking to people. Many people who went to the scene reported that they actually saw a whole team of professional divers and police at the scene, and one of them even pulled out an odd humanoid creature from the waters. Some of the people were there thinking it could be a prank from some mischievous group, while others were convinced that a real mermaid had been pulled from the water. Mermaid tale. Rumors of a mermaid inhabiting an undisclosed lake in Florida were spread among locals in the area, so a group of people decided to check the situation by themselves. They took their boats out and had set professional cameras to capture the critter. After a few hours, they saw this serpent-like body with a mermaid tail come to the surface, and they could not understand what was moving in the water. Many on site were convinced that the rumors of a real mermaid were true, but others believed it was a new species, and it was yet to be identified which creature traveled between the brackish water to the ocean. Mermaid in distance. Although the quality of this video is not very clear, I had to keep it in this list of mermaids. A person living near the shore heard some creepy sounds coming from the sea and wanted to check what was making these noises. As he walked out with a camera, he saw a creature with a human-like torso and a fishtail at its back, getting ready to dive into the water. It then moved in there and stopped for a moment to see that someone was watching it from a distance. The homeowner was afraid that he was living near the area of mermaids and even thought of leaving the area. Mermaid baby. Nature can get very twisted and mind-boggling at moments. A baby was born in a remote area with her legs fused together. This condition is commonly known as mermaid syndrome and happens when the legs are not formed properly during the fetus development. Many viewers sent their love and prayers for the baby and her family. Sea monster. Bruh. A group of friends were enjoying their vacation at the beach as they made sandcastles and took their pictures. But once one of them panned his camera towards the waves, he got a shocking revelation. A serpent-like giant critter was moving through the water quite easily, and it looked like no one else had felt its presence. Bruh. After just a few seconds, the creature vanished into the water, never to be seen again. Unknown creature. Pulling in an impressive catch, exploring new areas, makes fishing one of the most amazing experiences that one can have until something unexplainable like this appears. A group of fishermen found this creature and had no clue what they were looking at. Its peculiar way of moving through the water and the odd patterns confused every person on site. As the footage made its way on the internet, the animal was identified as a sea hare. These animals are quite common in warm waters in the Caribbean Sea and off the south and southeastern coast of the United States. Mysterious creature. Kayaking in the ocean sounds like a good idea until you're not so alone in the vast waters surrounding all around you. This actually happened with a kayaker near the Big Sur, as he observed something behind him with his peripheral vision. He could not see the creature at the moment, but later when he saw the footage, a dark critter was visible in the far-off waters. He was not sure what this critter could be, and was terrified to know he was not in the area alone. It could have been anything, from a mermaid to a seal. I guess we're never alone when we step in the ocean world. Open discussion. This picture and video was taken on October 19, 2021 in Karnataka, India, showing a mermaid-like being that was stuck in a fishing net by the beach. They immediately ran to help her, but to their surprise, it was not some ordinary being. Their rescue mission had taken a completely different turn when the creature made these screeching sounds, and they still stayed to help it. Once they freed the critter, it got super aggressive and even tried lunging towards them. The people on site were convinced that they had encountered a mermaid, but some viewers thought that they were pranked by someone. The reality of this interaction still remains unknown. Mermaids of Caribbean. In October 2019, a man decided to spend his day at the Caribbean Sea and was hoping to have a nice, calming time. But fate had other plans for him. Other than the usual fish in the water, he saw a giant gray tail move through the surface and could not believe his eyes. He immediately took his phone out to capture the rare moment and thought it was mermaids playing in the water.
There looks like they're playing mermaid games.
Just look at those grooves in its back. It was not like the traditional light-skinned mermaid, but it surely was not any ordinary animal. Face off with Mermaid. This mermaid isn't like the ones we've heard of in fairy tales. She was a bit spookier than the normally friendly ones we know. While fishing in the middle of the ocean, an unknown creature made its way to the boat. Its pale skin, human-like face, and creepy eyes were clearly visible, but what was really weird were the gills on her cheeks that could move, helping her adapt to the mysterious underwater world. The fishermen were sure that they had encountered a mermaid that was far creepier than had ever seen or heard of. The Sailing Mermaid. Sailing through the ocean sure sounds like a good idea, until your paths cross with something else that's sailing, such as this mermaid. One such thing happened with a group of people when their boat was followed by this unknown creature for a long time. Although it was unclear what exactly it was, sailors on board had different ideas. Some speculated that they had encountered an actual mermaid, judging from a matching description, while others were persistent that it was just a curious hippo, but they never saw it again or long enough to uncover its reality. Ugly roadside beast. In May 2012, this eerie footage surfaced on the internet in which two people can be seen driving through an unknown location, and they suddenly found something lying on the roadside. As they walked out to get a closer look of what it was, they were shocked to their core to find this terrifying creature with a metal processing stamp on its body. They started thinking that it could be a mutant mermaid or beast due to its fish-like tail. Many even mentioned that it was an experimental creature made in some shady laboratory and got dumped in the area. 75-year-old mermaid. A team of experts had been exploring the deep waters in 1948 until their exploration mission was suddenly shut down. The reason for this was later revealed in 2010 when footage from their mission was shared with the public, which clearly showed a mermaid moving through the waters in the most magical manner. After the release of this footage, many people called it a hoax, while others started believing that there is a chance of their existence. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.